In the ruthless, ever-shifting world of the young and the restless, power is everything, and losing it can be more devastating than any betrayal. This week delivers a seismic shift that no one saw coming. A bold, calculated, and utterly shocking move by Kane Ashby sends shockwaves through Genoa City, leaving even the legendary Victor Newman and the ever-composed Nikki Newman reeling from a public humiliation unlike anything they've faced before. Because this time, the throne isn't just challenged, it's taken. Genoa City thrives on power dynamics. Deals are made behind closed doors, alliances shift like sand, and even the most dominant players know their position is never guaranteed. But for years, one thing has remained constant: Victor Newman's control. Whether through Newman Enterprises or his vast network of influence, Victor has operated as the undisputed kingmaker. And by his side, Nikki has stood as both partner and pillar, a symbol of strength and resilience. So when whispers begin circulating that something is changing, no one takes them seriously. At least, not at first. Because the idea that anyone could challenge Victor, let alone overthrow him, feels almost impossible. Until it isn't. While others in Genoa City focus on their own battles, Kane Ashby has been quietly building something far more dangerous: a plan. Unlike Victor, who thrives on dominance and visibility, Kane operates differently. He observes, he listens, he waits, and when he moves, he makes sure it counts. Behind the scenes, Kane has been forging alliances, securing financial leverage, and gathering information that could be used as both shield and weapon. Piece by piece, he constructs a strategy designed not just to compete with Victor, but to outmaneuver him entirely. And the most dangerous part? Victor doesn't see it coming. The moment arrives without warning. A high-stakes meeting is called at Newman Enterprises, one that Victor expects to control, as he always does. Executives gather, tension hangs in the air, and then Kane Ashby walks in. There's something different about him, a confidence, a certainty. Victor notices it immediately. "What are you doing here?" Victor asks, his tone sharp. Kane doesn't answer right away. Instead, he takes a seat at the table, as if he belongs there. Because now, he does. What happens next unfolds with breathtaking speed. Kane presents documents, legal agreements, financial records, each piece of evidence carefully selected to reveal a truth that leaves the room in stunned silence. Kane now holds controlling interest in a key division tied directly to Newman's power structure. The implications are immediate and devastating. Victor's expression hardens as he scans the documents. "This is a mistake," he says coldly, but Kane shakes his head. "No, Victor, this is strategy." Standing beside Victor, Nikki watches the situation unfold with growing disbelief. She's seen challenges before, she's faced crises, but this is different. Because this isn't an external attack, it's an internal takeover, and it's happening right in front of them. "You can't seriously think this changes anything," Nikki says, trying to maintain composure. But Kane meets her gaze without hesitation. "It changes everything." The tension reaches its breaking point. Victor rises from his seat, his presence commanding as ever. "This meeting is over," he declares. But Kane doesn't move. Instead, he delivers the words that will echo across Genoa City. "No, Victor, you're done here." The room freezes. No one dares breathe. Victor's eyes narrow, his fury barely contained. "You're making a mistake," he warns. And then Kane says it, cold, clear, unflinching. "Get out of here." The words land like a thunderclap. Because no one speaks to Victor Newman like that. What makes the moment even more devastating is the audience: executives, board members, observers, all watching as Victor and Nikki stand at the center of a power shift they can't immediately stop. For Victor, it's more than a business setback. It's a direct challenge to his legacy. For Nikki, it's a moment of profound shock. Seeing the man she's stood beside for years being forced into a position of weakness. The silence in the room is deafening, and for the first time in a long time, Victor Newman doesn't have the upper hand. As Victor and Nikki leave the room, Kane remains seated, calm, composed, and completely in control. His plan has worked, but this isn't just about a single victory. It's about changing the entire power structure of Genoa City. Kane understands something many others don't. Power isn't just about strength, it's about timing, and he has chosen his moment perfectly. Outside the boardroom, Victor's anger explodes. "This isn't over," he says, his voice filled with quiet rage. Because if there's one thing everyone in Genoa City knows, it's that Victor Newman never accepts defeat, not without a fight. For Nikki, the situation is more complicated. Yes, she's furious at Kane. Yes, she's shocked by what just happened, but she's also worried because she knows Victor and she knows what he's capable of when pushed to his limits. This isn't just a business conflict anymore, it's personal. News of the confrontation spreads bsora. Whispers turn into headlines, and suddenly, everyone in Genoa City is talking about one thing. Kane Ashby has taken on Victor Newman, and won. The implications are enormous. Alliances begin shifting, opportunities emerge, and those who once aligned themselves with Victor start reconsidering their positions. Because in a world driven by power, people follow whoever holds it. Despite his victory, Kane knows the battle is far from over. Victor will retaliate. That's a certainty. So Kane begins preparing for the next phase of his strategy. Because taking power is one thing. Keeping it, that's where the real challenge begins. As the week comes to a close, one thing becomes clear. This isn't just a power shift. It's the beginning of a war. Kane Ashby has made his move. Victor Newman will respond, and when these two forces collide, the consequences could reshape Genoa City forever. If Kane Ashby thought humiliating Victor Newman would end the battle, he's about to learn a brutal lesson. Because in Genoa City, you don't dethrone Victor Newman without consequences. You declare war. The moment Victor steps out of that boardroom, something shifts. He's no longer reacting, he's calculating. Gone is the explosive anger everyone expects. Instead, Victor becomes something far more dangerous. Silent, controlled, focused. To outsiders, it may look like defeat, but those who know Victor understand the truth. This is when he's at his most lethal. You think he's won? Victor says coldly to Nikki Newman. He's just made the biggest mistake of his life. Nikki doesn't respond immediately, because deep down, she believes him. Later that evening, Nikki confronts Victor in private. While Victor is already planning his next move, Nikki raises a critical point. Kane didn't just get lucky, she says. He outmaneuvered you. Victor's expression hardens. I allowed him to think he did. But Nikki isn't convinced. For the first time in years, she sees something different in this situation. Uncertainty. Kane didn't just challenge Victor. He studied him. And that makes him dangerous in a way most of Victor's enemies never were. You need to be careful, Nikki warns, because this time, you're not the only one playing the long game. Meanwhile, across town, Kane is celebrating. Allies gather, glasses are raised, and for a moment, it seems like Kane has truly changed the power structure of Genoa City. But beneath the surface, things aren't as stable as they appear. Because even in victory, Kane knows one thing: Victor isn't finished. And sure enough, the first signs of trouble begin to emerge. A key investor suddenly pulls back support. A partner delays a crucial deal. Small disruptions. But in Kane's world, small disruptions can lead to massive consequences. As the night continues, Kane steps away from the celebration, his mind racing. He replays the boardroom moment in his head. The look on Victor's face, the silence, the lack of immediate retaliation. Something about it doesn't sit right. Because Victor Newman doesn't stay quiet. Not unless he's planning something bigger. The next morning, Kane gets his answer. A major financial channel he was relying on suddenly collapses. Accounts are frozen, contracts are questioned, and behind it all, Victor. Without making a public move, Victor has begun dismantling Kane's foundation piece by piece. It's subtle, strategic, devastating. Kane realizes what's happening almost immediately. This is just the beginning, he mutters. While Victor executes his quiet retaliation, Nikki finds herself caught in an emotional storm. She supports Victor. She always has, but she can't ignore what she witnessed in that boardroom. Kane didn't just attack them, he exposed a vulnerability. And Nikki begins to wonder, what if this isn't just about power? What if this is about change? The thought unsettles her, because if Kane truly represents a shift in Genoa City's power structure, then everything they've built could be at risk. Despite the mounting pressure, Kane doesn't retreat. If anything, Victor's retaliation only strengthens his resolve. He calls an emergency meeting with his team. We expected this, Kane says firmly. Victor's trying to shake us. But it's working, one ally admits. Kane shakes his head. Not yet, because Kane has something Victor doesn't know about, a backup plan, one that could turn the entire situation around. What Kane reveals next shocks even his closest allies. During his takeover, he didn't just secure control over a division, he uncovered something else: information. Sensitive, powerful, potentially explosive information connected to Victor's past dealings, deals that were never meant to see the light of day. If exposed, they could damage Victor's reputation in ways even he might not recover from. This is our leverage, Kane says. And suddenly, the balance of power shifts again. Victor gets a warning. Not long after, Victor receives a message, a simple one, but chilling in its implications. Kane knows, and if Victor continues his attacks, he's prepared to fight back. For a moment, even Victor pauses, because this isn't a bluff. He recognizes the move for what it is, a direct threat. At this point, the conflict is no longer just about business. It's personal. Victor sees Kane not just as a rival but as a threat to everything he's built. Kane sees Victor as an obstacle that must be removed if he's going to truly take control. And neither man is willing to back down. Caught in the middle of this escalating war, Nikki reaches her limit. She confronts Victor again. This has to stop, she insists. But Victor shakes his head. No, it has to end. There's a difference, and Nikki knows it, because ending this kind of conflict doesn't come without casualties. As news of the escalating battle spreads, Genoa City begins dividing into factions. Some support Victor, believing in his legacy and power. Others see Kane as the future, a new force capable of reshaping the city. Alliances shift, trust erodes, and suddenly no one feels safe. Because when giants clash, everyone feels the impact. Just when it seems like the battle lines are clearly drawn, a new player emerges, someone with their own agenda, someone who sees opportunity in the chaos. Their arrival changes everything, because now it's not just Kane versus Victor, it's a three-way power struggle, and the outcome becomes even more unpredictable.